10 most incompetent anime rebels ranked. In the end, these anime characters didn't do much and weren't as rebellious as they tried to be. Anime rebels are supposed to be highly competent, coordinated, and successful in their endeavors. It takes a certain level of tenacity in order to compete with the brutal regimes they hope to disband, meaning that they are already natural underdogs. Unfortunately, many insurrectionists are not up to the task. Although more than willing to topple governments in their name of their cause, their actions render them completely incapable of actually implementing change. In the end, their message goes as far as their ability to spread it, with courage only allowing them to go so far in their goals. Facts you probably didn't know about America Chavez. 10 Mine died after 2 meaningful battles. Akame ga Kill. Mine shared many of the same problems as other heroes in Akame ga Kill. Although reasonably powerful, she only actually defeated 2 opponents before getting killed herself. This was particularly problematic when considering that in an even exchange, the Empire had more resources and soldiers than Night Raid did. Worse yet, Mine's Imperial arms only functioned optimally if she perceived herself to be in danger. This was a fundamental design flaw that made her actual demise an inevitability. 9 Hange was no replacement for Owen. Attack on Titan. Hange was considered the Scouts' talented inventor in Attack on Titan. Appointed to lead them after Erwin's death, their leadership proved far inferior to their scientific ability. Hange's thunder spears may have initially been an asset when fighting the warriors in Marley, though the weapons were promptly turned against the Allied coalition when battling the Eucharists. Considering that Hange's only recourse in face of the rumbling was to sacrifice themselves, it showed a stunningly disappointing lack of creativity. Hange's death amidst global destruction left a power vacuum in one of the most inopportune times imaginable. 8 Dragon hasn't accomplished much in decades. One Piece. Despite One Piece's 2-decade runtime, Monkey D. Dragon's career as the head of the Revolutionary Army resulted in small victories and huge defeats. For example, their loss against Blackbeard cost them their hideout, which was particularly humiliating since Sabo held Jesus Burgess' fate in his hands. The only thing the army actually accomplished was recovering Kuma, who seemed to be brainwashed beyond repair. Sabo may have personally procured the flame fruit, though he still hasn't done much with it for the sake of the cause he supports. 7 Stain failed to change Hero Society. My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia's Stain wanted to create systemic change by eliminating unworthy heroes. His message clearly appealed to some people, as many of the lead's current followers were once enthusiasts of his cause. Despite having a promising start and henchmen capable of spreading support, Stain accomplished little ever since his arrest. In his absence, his followers began drifting away from his message of actual justice in favor of the league's indiscriminate brutality. Stain may have been competent in a fight, though he had no idea how to actually achieve his goals. 6 Akelgo was of minimal use. Hunter x Hunter. Some chimera ants defected to serve the heroes of Hunter x Hunter. Touched by Kalua's offer of friendship, Akelgo was determined to assist in their cause. However, his actual capacity to fight was limited on account of his diminutive stature and fairly pathetic nin ability. In the end, Akelgo was only capable of defeating 2 low-ranking chimera ants, Blaster and Welfin. He failed to kill the former and didn't even fairly beat the latter. Instead, he simply exploited Welfin's cowardice and intimidated him into compliance. 5 Varric helped Kuvira as much as he harmed her. Legend of Korra. Legend of Korra's Varric tried to redeem himself from the opportunist he was in Season 2. However, he was willfully ignorant of Kuvira's villainy until she made it abundantly clear. His attempt to flee was admirable, though he was so incompetent at actually using his own technology that he was promptly recaptured. Varric may have eventually been able to escape, but the damage was already done. With the harnessed power of spirit vines under Kuvira's control, she had a construct capable of destroying Republic City. 4 Jyathon failed to detect the imposter among the Dread Gnomes. Deltor Quest. Jyathon was a member of the Dread Gnomes in Deltor Quest. She was a major credit to Leaf since she helped infiltrate him into the mountain and identify Jellic's weaknesses. Although her knowledge of the terrain was useful, she completely overestimated her confidence in her comrades. A member of her escort party betrayed the heroes to Jellic, which illustrated how poorly Jyathon was capable of judging character. The treason nearly cost them their entire mission and could have led to the gnomes being oppressed even more severely than before. 3 Rebecca's pacifism made her useless. One Piece. Rebecca was a former princess of Dressrosa who'd been forced to fight in its gladiatorial games. However, her philosophy of pacifism significantly limited how well she could fight back against oppressors. In the arena, she refused to actually harm opponents and would instead knock them into the water to disqualify them. This strategy was predictable and later untenable. When the war for Dressrosa erupted, Rebecca's attitude made her virtually worthless. Instead, she relied on Kairos to protect her, which illustrated how little she had grown since introduced to the story. 2 Jet made the Fire Nation look better in comparison. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Jet was a political extremist in Avatar: The Last Airbender. He claimed that the Fire Nation could not be defeated without underhanded means, which justified the innocent people caught up in his attacks. Jet's radical means turned the revolution against itself and and ultimately put him at odds with both Team Avatar and his personal accomplices. Unwilling to staunch his restless behavior, Jet was later captured by the Dalai and reprogrammed beyond recognition. Failing to appear since, Jet has little show for his rebellion other than making the Fire Nation look noble in comparison. When Tamaki did everything wrong, Code Geass. Tamaki was the least competent member of Code Geass Black Knights. He was decidedly on the losing side of any argument, whether denouncing Lelouch when he tried to help them, supporting Lelouch when he turned against them, or making generally terrible tactical decisions. A horrendous fighter, Tamaki's ego often placed in him compromising and dangerous situations. It forced his allies to make him a secondary priority in any given fight, which was a massive nuisance when considering that they were already the underdogs.